My name is Luis Torres, and I'm a cadet at the RMB Firefighter EMS Youth Academy. Today is going to be a very good episode, at least in my opinion. We'll be talking to you about a day in media arts and learning about mental health with guest speaker Alan Lake. Now that you know that's coming up, let's get right into episode 6 of Youth on Safety, Health, and Wellness.
Hello, my name is Pamela Bisamis and I am a cadet at the Robert McBee Firefighter EMS Youth Academy. Today we'll be giving you a look into our production. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this look into our media arts production team.
The Media Arts program was originally created as a way for us to continue our commitment to community service. We treated the pandemic as an obstacle that we could overcome by adapting to the circumstances and continuing our service digitally. Every Saturday, right after our day at the Academy, we have our media arts session from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. First, we rearrange the tables in the classroom into suitable rows to allow us to have our meeting in a better workspace. Before our media arts meeting, the lieutenants and acting lieutenants, who are all part of our media arts team, gather in the green screen room and discuss what happened during the day. Once that concludes, we head into the classroom to have our meeting with the rest of the media arts team. In our meeting, we review what we have accomplished so far, what we need to work on that day, and what we should accomplish by a certain deadline. Sometimes, we will also get to review one of the drafts of our next episode that will be broadcasted by VCAT, Vallejo Community Access Television. Then, we confirm what we will be working on for the rest of our 2 hours there. Afterwards, those who have to film head to the green screen room, where the green screen has been previously set up earlier in the day by some people in our production team. They also set up the lights and the camera that will be used to film the talent. Those who do not have anything to film that day are usually giving assistance with the filming, editing footage in other rooms, or even planning for future segments and episodes. We use the computers provided by the Academy, and the editing softwares we use are iMovie and Adobe Premiere. Sometime towards the end of the session, before 3 p.m., we take down the green screen and the lights. Then we reconvene in the classroom and give an update on what we were able to accomplish during the session. If time allows, we usually review the recorded footage from that day and give feedback on it. If we need any further assistance with anything production related, Ty McClarty, our production specialist, offers that assistance. During the production process, we even get to learn more about what and who we are featuring, such as certain organizations in our community. The Media Arts program is an exciting, fun learning experience where we get actual hands-on experience with filming and production.
So, how was it? Did you enjoy it? Were you inspired and motivated to go into production yourself? Well, either way, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Hi, today we will meet with Police Chief Shawnee Williams. Chief Williams is making efforts in bettering our Vallejo Police Department. He will discuss his new recruits and how he will implement them in our community. Hope you enjoy. Can you please state who you are?
Yes, my name is Shawnee Williams. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Vallejo.
Can you tell us about the mental health unit that will potentially be a part of the Vallejo Police Department?
Yes. The mobile mental health unit would be individuals that specialize in mental health calls. The vision is to have an EMT and a mental health professional that can respond to people that are suffering a mental health crisis. Currently, it doesn't exist, but the vision is to deploy a unit that specializes in those types of calls.
What kind of physicians will be involved with the mobile mental health unit?
And so an EMT technician, as well as someone that specializes in mental health calls, like a counselor.
What are the benefits to this type of approach?
So one of the major benefits is that it's a trauma-informed approach. We recognize that we need specialists and not police officers to respond to these types of calls. So the vision would be for this personnel to be deployed from the fire department. If it's a call that requires security, then the officers it would be a joint response with the police department. Otherwise, it would be a proactive unit that responds to people that have a mental health issue, say like schizophrenia, or someone that is having a mental health crisis. And so that's the vision.
How do you see this approach impacting the city of Vallejo?
Well, I see it as a positive impact. Positive in many ways, because we recognize that sometimes it's not appropriate for police officers to respond to a call for someone that's suffering a mental health crisis. Although we have officers that have crisis intervention training, we believe it's more appropriate to have the professionals that respond. So there's better models out there, and we're looking at patterning our model after the CAHOOTS model. And that model deploys an EMT and a psychologist or counselor that can respond to these types of calls. And it's going to give the people that are suffering a crisis better care, and they're going to be able to connect them with the psychological services that they need, or even medical services that they need faster.
When will the community begin to see these changes?
Well, we're hopeful by next year sometime. We have fortunately received a $900,000 earmark from Congressman Thompson, and so that would help us to get this unit up and running. And so we're hopeful that we will be able to develop the model, develop the staff, the process, provide the training, get the equipment, so that we can begin to deploy this type of model in our city. So sometime next year is what we are forecasting.
And do you have any final messages for the city of Vallejo?
Yes, I would say that we're making progress. We're making progress in the right direction. We're making progress towards that trauma-informed care approach that I talked about. The mobile mental health unit is a positive step in the right direction that's going to provide even better services for our residents in the city of Vallejo. And so we're proud of that, and I'm thankful for all of our residents for supporting this vision. I'm thankful to Congressman Thompson for supporting this vision and our city leadership. And so together, I believe we can accomplish great things. And this is just an example of one of those great things.
Thank you, Police Chief Shawnee Williams, for participating in this segment. It is exciting to see your efforts in making this community a better place. Hope to see you guys next episode. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Olga Vasquez and I am a cadet at the Robin McBee Firefighter EMS Youth Academy. This month, in our health segment, we will be discussing some information that can help you, or someone you know, with some of the mental health struggles that are being experienced by youth during these difficult times. We will be featuring Alan Lake, a clinical social worker and therapist, who will be answering questions and providing resources about mental health. We would like to thank Alan Lake for supporting our program. Okay. Hello everyone, we would like to welcome Mr. Alan Lake to our program. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. So once again, I'm Alan Lake. I'm a mental health therapist here in Vallejo and Benicia, Solano County mainly. I'm a licensed clinical social worker in California. And so we have some questions.
First question, my name is Lieutenant Adam Valdez, and what is the most enjoyable part about being a therapist?
What I enjoy most about being a therapist is being able to work with others, right? Being able to connect with someone. I like the fact that I don't have to solve people's problems. That's the big thing. I like that I don't have to solve the problem. I don't have to have the answers, right? I just have to remember the tools that I was taught in school, be able to ask questions to get the person to thinking, and then help them think through their own situations.
My name is Rose Baca, and my question for you is, what are some common symptoms of someone who is mentally unwell?
Some common symptoms of people who are mentally unwell, I would say things to look out for is poor sleep, like sleeping too much or sleeping too little, change in appetite, energy, low energy or high energy. Those are kind of the basic signs to look for. Also, if you're hearing voices or seeing things that aren't there, those are pretty common signs.
I am Cadet Ashton Morales. My question is, what would you recommend to those who are struggling with general mental issues?
Yeah, I would encourage someone struggling with mental issues to kind of notice what's going on inside their body. And if they're having difficulty managing whatever's going on, reach out to a friend, a parent, a trusted adult, and get some help. Talk to someone about what's going on, and learn some skills to cope.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that in terms of what physically happening inside their body? What are they experiencing?
Yep. So, as I mentioned earlier, if there's some symptoms like poor sleep, poor appetite, you definitely want to recognize those things. If you're noticing your heart's beating faster, or you're sweating too much, or for me, it's like I get this butterfly feeling in my stomach. I call it bubble guts. So if you're noticing symptoms inside your body and you're having difficulty managing those emotions or those feelings, definitely notice and reach out.
I'm Cadet Pamela Bisami. So how can teens deal with their parents not quite understanding mental health?
Yeah, that's difficult, and sometimes it's difficult to talk to a parent as a young person, right? So maybe going to a friend first, or a school counselor, or another trusted adult, an aunt or uncle, and going through them first, and maybe bringing a third party in to talk to the parent. And if you are comfortable talking to your parent, please go to your parent and kind of just explain what's going on with you, and maybe that'll be helpful.
Hi, I'm Cadet Olga Vasquez, and I was wondering what you would tell kids who are struggling with family problems that are making their mental health worse.
Yeah, that's a difficult one too. Family members. I would also say reach out to a friend, a trusted adult, a school counselor, because you want to be able to talk these things out. You don't want to hold these things in. It's kind of like shaking a soda bottle and opening it. Things kind of burst, right? So you want to be able to talk through some of the things that's going on with a friend, a trusted adult. It's very important to get others involved if you notice some things going on with you.
I'm Cadet Taylor Queen. Where can teens get access to good mental health help?
Yeah, there's a lot of therapists in the community. You can do a Google search and find out what therapists are in the community. I'll give you a little inside trick that if you call a therapist and ask for an appointment, they'll usually do a 30-minute assessment right there, right? So you can kind of just explain what's going on, and they'll probably give you some tools and tips how to manage whatever situation you're in briefly. And then you can kind of gauge if you want to go into therapy with that therapist. If you have mental health, if you have health insurance, you can probably go through your health insurance and find a therapist through Kaiser or whatever health insurance you have. There's a lot of information on the internet. NAMI, the National Association of Mental Illness, is a very good resource on the internet. They have a lot of information about mental health.
Mr. Lake, could you elaborate on how, if it is not you personally who's experiencing difficulty, but it's a friend or a family member, how do you persuade them to get the help that they need? How do you guide them?
Yeah, and that's difficult too, because there's that stigma around mental health and being called crazy and all of those things. And it's really all that is just a stigma, right? And mental health is actually a good thing in retrospect. So you want to just be able to talk to your friend and kind of point out what you're noticing. I'm noticing you're not sleeping too well. I notice you have bags under your eyes. Whatever you're noticing, just if you're comfortable pointing those things out to your friend or family member, just point those things out. You don't have to say, hey, you need to see a therapist, because that can kind of be kind of touchy, right? But definitely kind of explain to your friend or family member what you see, what you notice. I've noticed you've changed. Are things okay? And just kind of start the dialogue. ask the question, have you thought about going to see a therapist? Right? Rather than saying, why don't you go see a therapist? Just ask a question. That's kind of what a therapist does. They ask questions, right? Therapists don't really solve problems. We just get you to think, right? So maybe ask a question. Have you thought about seeing a therapist? And it'll get them to thinking. I think mental health is a great resource. And if you have healthcare coverage, you should definitely go and you should definitely just look into mental health. Even if things are going well, it's okay to kind of go and have someone to talk to about things that are going well. Therapists do a lot of other things. They talk about goal setting, right? If you have some goals that you want to accomplish, they can kind of help you set some objectives towards reaching those goals. So you don't have to go see a therapist when things are going wrong. You can go when things are okay and things are going well, just to kind of get a little bit more information.
Once again, I would like to thank Mr. Alan Lake for coming here and supporting our program, and for also giving us an insight into mental health.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it was a pleasure. Thank you to Alan Lake for the helpful insight on how to recognize and find help when dealing with mental health. I hope that you have learned something new and now are able to understand how to help yourselves with all of this information. Well, that was it for this segment, but not the episode, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Hey y'all, we are Kaiser Permanente Educational Theater. We inspire children, teens, and adults to make informed decisions about their health and support a stronger and healthier community. My name is Jam, and today we're going to talk about stress. Not only what stress is, but how it can show up in our lives and what we can do to manage it. Because stress is different levels of physical or emotional tension in response to difficulties or challenges. And depending on what we're going through, that tension can have different effects on our mental and physical health. But not all stress is the same. And understanding what level of stress we may be experiencing can help us manage it in a more effective way.
Hey, this is Jameez James. I'm a pediatric resident from Kaiser Permanente. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the connection between mental and physical health. They're both interconnected, and that maintaining a good, balanced sleep and exercise definitely will help your mood. And also your mood and how you feel will influence whether or not you want to get out the house and work out. I just want to let you know, if you have any questions or concerns, you can always bring it up with your doctor, either at an in-person appointment or over the phone, or we also have video appointments. What you should know is that anything you talk about is considered confidential, which means we don't share it with your parents. I also want to let you know that even though we're in a pandemic, and it's always important to find a safe space, a place where you can express how you feel, a place where you feel physically and emotionally safe. That could be a place at school, through a sports team, or within a religious community. The same is true for getting to know someone you can trust, adult, such as a coach, a teacher, or religious leader. I just want to let you know, sometimes also when you feel sad, scared, or lonely, there are places for you to reach out. Not just through the hospital, but also through 24-hour hotlines and text lines. We have the Trevor Project, which is a great resource. There's the crisis hotline you can reach out to, and also the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. These are all great resources. Okay? Thank you so much, and take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, doctor. And thank you, everyone, for exploring stress and coping strategies with us. We hope that you are left with tools and tactics to continue to support your mental health. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay resilient, y'all.
Hey, I'm Lieutenant Ivan Valdez, and today's education segment is featuring Solano Fire Academy. It will give you an insight to what they do and how they work.
My name is Brian Preciado. I'm a Fire Tech Academy Director, retired fire chief from the city of Vacaville. This is a Firefighter One Academy. What that means is we follow a Firefighter One curriculum and it's credited by the California State Fire Marshal's Office. We're fortunate where we have a partnership with the City of Dixon Fire Department here. And as you can see, they have great facilities here, props, the training tower, and that really coincides with our need for the Fire Academy.
Ready for water?
We also have access to their equipment, which is huge, their fire engines. The majority of my instructors are active firefighters. One of my instructors is a captain for the Fairfield Fire Department. She's a retired Marine. A lot of the personnel here are our instructors as well, so they have a lot of interest and vested interest in this program.
Take your breath, okay, then hit the button here, and then just hand it off. Okay. You don't necessarily have to rotate it and click it in.
So much of what we learn in the fire service is how to help other people, whether it be swift water rescue, hazmat, structure firefighting, auto extrication.
We're learning how to use all the tools for their proper purpose. The basic stuff like how to properly hold a hose, how to couple and uncouple hoses.
They'll learn hose evolutions, they learn ladders, they will raise ladders where they're doing them in their sleep.
When you're waking up at 2 in the morning and there's a fire, you can throw the ladder even if you're tired and you won't have to second guess or forget something. So repetition is a big thing that instructors put on us, that it becomes muscle memory, so that when we can do our job, we can do it right.
You're literally training for your life and for the lives of the people that you're protecting and your brothers and sisters in the fire service.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. About 25% error. I have less than a quarter tank and I'm losing all fast.
Going into this week, it's all firefighter safety and survival. So if you become, unfortunately, trapped in a structure fire or anything like that, being able to get yourself and your buddies out.
What I'm teaching today is fire survival. So we have to teach them how to get through small openings, and we're going to teach students how to crawl through that and not get hung up on their helmet, on their SCBA tank, and if they do, what procedures they need to do to get themselves out of that situation.
Real quick, you want to send the other end through. You want to send the through because that'll give you the longest lead. See how you're connected?
The instructors are here to make you better, not just only with the basic fundamentals and skills, but as a person in general. And you can see the progression a lot.
They're strict, but it's just because a lot of what we do is high risk for our safety. They want us to get it right and do it correctly so we don't injure ourselves or injure other people.
If I say no air, what do? Check the main line, bypass. If I've got a leak, what do I do? I'm trying to find where that leak is.
We can look at any of our instructors and say, if I was in your shoes, that's what we want to be.
It is the best job in the world. For me, in my experience coming up the ranks, for 31 years in the fire service, I truly look forward to going to work each day, and I tell them that. You're on edge the whole time. You have to perform and meet a certain standard every second.
I've had days where we'll have a fire in the morning, and in the afternoon we'll deliver a baby, or we'll do an auto extrication, or there'll be a plane crash, or there'll be a water rescue. We have to train a little bit of everything, and that's what makes it so fun. That's why you stay involved, stay engaged. It's a great career, and I would encourage it to anyone.
The very first call where you make a difference in someone's life, it's a humbling experience for sure. I'm not just here for me. There's an overall goal in the community that we're supposed to serve. So to me, that's important.
Saving lives is it's a big responsibility, I guess you could say. It's a lot that take on your shoulders sometimes, but I feel like I don't think about it as much. I think about it more, it's a job that I'm gonna love to do.
We hope you enjoyed that segment. Maybe you'll see me there one day.
It was 6 in the morning-ish. Only one person was up, so we got on the loudspeaker and let everyone know that an airplane had hit the World Trade Center. So we all got up, went downstairs. Obviously the TV was on, and we just continued to watch what was going on.
I was asleep the morning it hit the news, and my wife ran in, turned the news on real quick, and we started watching after the first plane had already struck the first tower.
We promptly got up and we witnessed the second plane hitting the World Trade Center, and it was pretty ominous for anybody that had never seen anything like that, which I don't think anybody in America did. I think for me, it felt as though that the world that I had experienced through my life is forever going to be changed, and for everybody in the world is going to change.
In shock and then helpless. In our profession, that's what we do, is help people in realizing these were citizens, brothers and sisters that we couldn't be there to help them in any way.
When the buildings collapsed, we knew that there was a lot of losses of life in there. You know, civilians, firefighters, police. You just knew there was, and it kind of just, you know, it was a big humbling moment for all of us to just pray for their families and all the people affected by it. I think our community can get prepared by doing more with our CERT program. Obviously, the fire department and police departments are training constantly on different type of emergencies, you know, natural disasters, but we can only do so much because every agency around us will be committed as well if something natural, like a natural emergency hits. So we'd be relying on citizens of the city of Vallejo to help facilitate some of our needs, and by, you know, building up our CERT program to be the best it can be could really benefit us through helping out at the EOC and coordinating just all the different aspects of what CERT does to facilitate the fire department and police department.
One of the groups we have are our CERT, and having citizens trained up to assist you in times of need. In a national disaster, everybody's going to be handling their own stuff, and we need all hands on deck and all hands that we can get.
That was such a good episode, don't you think? I'm kidding, of course you do. But if you don't, I will come for you. And I know where you live, John. Sorry, that was uncalled for. I hope you enjoyed the segment as much as I did. They're good. As always, you know, I always say this. They're good. Same thing every episode. But I hope you guys stay safe, healthy, and well.